and welcome to episode 62 of Critical Strike. My name is Kyle Dumond, and with me, as always, is Mr. Josh McNell.
Hello, world.
On the half shelf, they're the heroes for. In this day and age, who could ask for more? The crime wave is high with muggings mysterious. All police and detectives are furious, cause they can't find the source of this lethally evil force. This is serious, so give me a quarter. I was a witness, get me a reporter. Call April O'Neil in on this case. Hey, you better hurry up, there's no time to waste. We need help like quick on the double. Have pity on the city, man, it's in trouble. We need heroes like the Lone Ranger. When Tonto came pronto, when there was danger. They didn't say they'd be there in half an hour, cause they displayed T.U.R.T.L.E Power.
Before we cut to our normal podcast experience, I just want to give a nod to our sponsors today. Today sponsoring us are BigBlackCocksOnBlondes.com, MilfCockLovers.com, TooBigForThatPussy.com,
Big fan of that one, too.
Last but not least, GrannyDoesPorn.com.
Not so big into GrannyDoesPorn.com, but you know what? If anybody wants to sponsor us, please, by all means, do.
Yeah, just go to our podcast while surfing your weird porn.
I'm a little. I like how you did that at the start of the podcast this time. It's like, you know, now it sounds more professional.
Yeah, it's as brought to you by.
Right. I wonder if I can hire announcer guy from the Fanboys to do Critical Strike is brought to you by GrannyDoesPorn.com.
It seems we have like 4 new porn sites every podcast.
Well, remember, that was also, what, like 3 weeks? 4 weeks?
Well, you haven't really edited the porn sponsors for quite some time.
Yeah, well, those weren't the last ones either, though. We have all new sponsors for episode 62.
Yeah, I know. I think you actually sent some via G-Talk, and they're on my phone, but my phone's all the way across the room.
No.
And I'm lazy, Josh.
So now that we're actually doing a podcast, I did want to say one thing.
What's that?
Maybe a couple of things. Just a few things.
Actually, I do have something to say after you say your things. It's an apology.
Well, why don't you go first?
All right. I need to apologize to Nancy publicly. I may have said some things that weren't too great. Namely, she's a thief and a liar.
Wait,
and
what?
A liar who thieves. Because last week I may have been looking for some wires for some reason.
Okay.
And I kind of have a ball of wires because that's sort of what happens. They just sort of collect into a mass.
Right.
And while sifting through this mass, I may have found my DS charger.
Oh, really?
Yeah, apparently she did give it back to me like 8 months ago and I forgot.
Yeah, I mean, it's been about a year.
Actually, yeah, it has been a year, because, it's been a year since I moved back from Connecticut,
you've been calling her a year, you've been calling her a year, Kyle.
Not necessarily a year. The next time she came up, she brought my DS charger.
No, but what I meant to say is you've been calling her a fucking liar for a year.
Well, not a fucking liar, but a liar, yeah.
No, I saw the disdain in you two when we were at Fun Spot. Like, every time you looked at her, I saw, like, one eye was saying DS, and then the other one said charger, and then your nose said bitch. And like, she just looked at you saying, like, you have it, you dumb motherfucker.
Yeah, and I was so happy to boot it up and play, and then realize that there's nothing out for the DS to play.
Dude, there's a ton of good games out on the DS.
Like what, Josh?
I honestly can't think of one right now, but there is a ton of good games on the DS to play. Like, you have a whole year to go back on, though.
All right, I'll hop on GameSpot and see what's been released.
Oh, don't do that. But, like, you started that Kingdom Hearts game, 1972-50-20 and a half.
Yeah, I think the quadratic of formulas in there or something.
So, I mean, you always have that you can go back on. Kingdom Hearts is pretty good, but... So you have your charge. You've had it all along.
Yeah.
confirmed.
Yeah, I have.
Everybody, every one of our internet listeners, and the people who are sitting behind me right now listening, Kyle Dumond is a retard.
I am a retard.
Okay. Apology accepted, Kyle. I'm accepting it for Nancy.
You're accepting on Nancy's behalf?
Yes. She actually wanted us to do something this episode, too. I don't know if you saw that tweet.
No.
Okay. It was like 3 a.m, and she and I were sending tweets back and forth to each other.
Yeah, I definitely did not see that tweet then.
Okay. And she's like, I want you guys to do a top 10 reasons why you love your mascot. And I'm ill-prepared to do that. So maybe in a future episode we will consider doing so.
Okay.
Maybe.
That was a House MD game. House is a terrible doctor.
I've never seen that show. I've heard of it, but we are not TV show talkers around here.
No, we're not.
So onto my little thing. I am apologizing to the world for Kyle Dumond not having his DS charger. No, for our lack of episodes lately. I mean, it's been pretty hectic for us lately, and one thing I never really revealed on the show is I've been working mandatory Saturdays for like the last 6 months.
Yeah, I was wondering what was up with that.
Yeah, and so every time we tried to get to record, it was either I was at work or Kyle was at work or something came up, and we handled it pretty well during the summer. Actually, I'm quite surprised by that. But the last month has definitely kicked the shit out of us.
Yeah, for real.
Last week we were going to do a recording, and Saturday you asked to delay until Sunday. And I typically don't like to record on a Sunday because that leaves me very little time to edit.
Yeah.
But we were going to do it, and my 19-year-old cat ended up dying on Sunday, so I was really not in the mood to do a podcast. And but we're back now. I have no more mandatory Saturdays, and it looks like as long as Kyle is around, we'll be good.
Yeah, I should be okay. I mean, wait, next wedding is next week. Oh, I should be okay because I have a wedding next week, but not the weekend after that.
And I really need to put this elastic down because I'm making a lot of noise.
No, I didn't notice it.
So, yeah, I apologize for the lack of podcasts lately, and critical musics too, because we did say that we were going to do the Eiffel Tower critical music last month, and we never did.
I didn't even know it was supposed to be for last month.
We recorded that episode last month, Kyle, and said we were going to do it like a week from that episode.
I have no memory of that, Josh, so clearly it didn't happen.
Okay. I have no memory of it either. Forget everything I just said, and yeah, that's basically it. You'll be able to hear me on the PS Nerds podcast. That's pretty cool, huh?
Yeah, that's pretty neat. What'd you talk about? Did you talk about me? Huh? You cheating son of a bitch?
What? Maybe. Yeah, Bastard. Every time I do another podcast, you always give me shit.
Because you're supposed to be my podcast buddy.
I am your podcast buddy, and this is getting really gay, so...
Not to be confused with Podcast Pal, which Pete Dot is.
Yeah, yeah, well, I did the podcast with him, so...
You're treading dangerous water there, my friend.
I know. It's all right, sir. It'll be all well. But my last little thing is, in the 5 minutes that I discussed it with Kyle, I've pretty much decided that I am going to do another Halloween episode of Critical Music.
Hooray!
Yeah, I love horror games. They have a lot of good music to them, minus the Resident Evil music, which is terrible.
Oh man, there's a new Dementium game too. Oh, sorry, continue. It was on the topic of horror.
Really?
Yes.
All right. Yeah, so I am going to do... I think I'm going to do the same exact thing that I did last year, too, including the Headless Horseman sounds from World of Warcraft, because I really like those. But yeah, that's basically all I have is, it's episode 62. We should be on, 65 by now. And we're not, so fuck you if you don't like it.
Well, technically we should be at 100 by now.
Yeah. We are the slowest, most popular podcast out there. That's definitely, we're on the iTunes What's Hot list again. We haven't put an episode out since early September. So
it just shows how awesome we are.
Yeah. Clearly the world loves Critical Strike. You know what I imagine? You know our logo, right? With, the Critical Strike and the Mega Man sitting down. I imagine like that old commercial where all the people came together wearing like red shirts and white and all that, and they made like a Mario head if you looked out in space. Like I imagine the world is
What?
making. You don't remember that commercial?
No.
Are you serious?
Yeah,
Dude, that is one of the greatest commercials ever. It was like in New York or something, and all these people ran into the street and they got together and they fucked and all this other stuff. But when they put their shirts back on, like one dude was wearing like this whole group was wearing like a red one, people were wearing white, some blue for his eyes, and they organized it so, when it panned out into space and you were looking at the Earth, you saw a gigantic Mario head.
I think they got shot.
Well, you're ruining my story, but what I'm imagining is in this whole time that we've been gone, a bunch of people got together and made like a critical strike logo that you could see out in space. That's what I like to think.
That's a lot of blue and a lot of shades of blue.
Yeah, there's some yellow in there too, though. But no, don't ruin my fucking my fantasy. All right.
I'm not ruining it. I'm just saying. Chances are that's probably just a thing that they overlaid on an image of the Earth. I don't think that you can collect that many people wearing shirts to see out in space.
Why are you fucking Spock piece of shit thinking about everything logically?
Look, it makes sense that would be the reason.
You know what? Go on with your game, sir. I'm mad already. What you got for me?
I put a few more hours into Darksiders. It's honestly, I had to put my controller down and walk away from that game because I was still on that goddamn light puzzle.
Yeah.
Which took well over an hour and a half to complete.
You know Pete Dodd's going to call you an idiot, right?
No. It's not for being an idiot. It's just it took a half hour to get to the light source for one of these things. And then you have to reflect it back to get to the thing that makes it go. And then you have to go to the second light source, which is another fucking half-hour battle. And then you have to maneuver stuff, and then the third one's even worse. Yeah.
You really hate that puzzle, huh?
I do. I absolutely hate it. It should not take that long for a puzzle to reach its completion. Unless you're doing like the little table puzzle. What is that? Jigsaw puzzle, in which case it makes sense because those take time.
Yeah. So, you know how I said on the last episode that Darksiders looks like a PS2 game?
Yep.
I caught a lot of shit for that from Mr. Pete Dodd.
It does look good. I mean, it has good environments.
Well, I have to say, I'm retracting what I'm saying about that game.
And why is that?
Because it actually looks like a Dreamcast game. And now that the PC version is out, I'm actually thinking about playing it because now it might actually look like a GameCube game. So, fuck Darksiders and fuck Pete Dodd.
Wait, are you saying that the GameCube had better graphics than the PS2?
No, it didn't even look like a PS2 game. Now it looks like a Dreamcast game.
I think you're even going to catch more shit than that, saying that the GameCube had better graphics than the Dreamcast.
It should. Actually, if the Dreamcast had better graphics, well, I don't know. Some games did look good on the Dreamcast.
Yeah, things are set in stone. Josh McDowell says GameCube has better graphics than the Dreamcast.
Fuck. Yeah.
Which in turn has better graphics than the PS2, so the GameCube is the superior last gen dude.
Well, dude. But we didn't mention the Xbox, dude.
Yeah, well, we both know where you're going to put that, which is at the very bottom of the list.
And that's not a slight at the system. It's just it didn't have any games I wanted, so I didn't really play it. I'm sure it was fine hardware and had some fine games to it, but once I had Jet Set Radio Future, I was good.
Well, speaking of fine games that originated from the Xbox, I did manage to secure Halo Reach 3 weeks ago.
Oh, good job, sir, on that one.
I'm actually really proud of that one. As soon as he said original Xbox, I was like, oh man! Yeah, I know how to do this. I can tie it in.
Let's not say what we did because I don't want somebody out there to get mad that we pointed out to the obvious. But yeah, Halo. Okay, you want to go right into Halo Reach, son? So,
actually, before I get into Halo Reach, I want to get into the journey that I went to acquire Halo Reach, which is a tale of bullshit.
All right, I got 10 minutes. Go ahead.
Yeah. So, I'm at work. It's Tuesday. It was released Tuesday, right? On a Tuesday? Tuesday or
Yes.
Wednesday?
Yeah, it was Tuesday.
Well, the day it was released. A lot of the places that I go to throughout the day, the law firms and stuff that I visit to get lawyers to spend money on me is, there's a GameStop within 2 minutes of it, of
Wait.
all these places.
Wait, can we go
What?
back a little, maybe 20 seconds?
Okay.
To get lawyers to spend money on you?
Yeah, I'm a salesman.
Are you like a prostitute that they bring in, you do a little dance on their documents, and then you leave?
No, although I'm sure I would get paid more money if I did do that.
Well, why don't you just say, to get lawyers to acquire... Wait, that
Buy
sounds
my
even-
products.
Well, then you can just... What are your products, Kyle?
I don't really want to get into that. So anyway, I'm at, the first GameStop I went to, which is on the way to one place A, and they weren't open yet because it was 9:30, and God forbid a place be open at 9, so I could just immediately grab something, get out. So that GameStop was closed, so I was by another one around 11 o'clock. 11 o'clock a.m. This store's been open for 1 hour. And I stroll in, I'm like, hey, I notice you have a display of 2 columns, 5 rows of Halo Reach, each one containing 10 games. So you have 100 copies of Halo Reach. And I said that to that guy. And he said, yes, we do have this many copies of Halo Reach. And I was like, I would like to acquire one of those copies of Halo Reach. And he said the magic words, do you have a pre-order? And I said, no. And he said, well, I'm sorry. All 100 copies are reserved. And I said, that is bullshit. No way that you have 100 pre-orders for Halo Reach.
So,
I call you out on that.
did you guys get in a fist fight?
No, I said, this is bullshit. I'm just going to go to the Walmart that's right across the street and pick it up there.
Oh.
And I did. And they're like, here's a $20 gift card. And I was like, for what? For buying Halo Reach.
Yeah, they all seem to be taking that Amazon approach to it, where if you buy a game there, you're getting $10 or $5, in music or towards another game.
Oh, I said. Then I said, "Oh, this was a much better experience than I got with the GameStop."
I'm very disappointed by your GameStop story, though. When you were like, you have 100 copies of this game. I would like to acquire one. And he's like, very good, sir. Do you have a pre-order? And you're like, no. I wanted the porno music to come on, the cheap 70s porno music, or the Shaft music, and you guys just to do battle. Maybe a dance-off with a copy of Halo Reach in your hands.
Well, I got angry and I said, "That's bullshit. You have that many copies out right there, and I'm here 1 hour after your store opened to purchase said game." And they're like,
I
"No."
almost want to do a reenactment of this. You come into my store.
All right. That sounds like a porn now. I don't really want to do this. It seems like it would bring me to a dark and scary place.
And then you're like, sir, I would like to acquire a copy of your Reach. And I'm all like, sorry, sir, but you do not have a pre-order.
I'll give you some Reach. Reach around
Hey!
when my penis is in your anus.
All right. So you went to Walmart.
So I went to Walmart, yeah. On the topic of Halo Reach, it is a fun game. It looks a lot better. It's not, kind of a brown shooter. It's very colorful. The enemies are, blue and purple. It looked fun. It played well. The single player, there's a lot of elements of bullshit in it. Do you disagree?
With the color thing, yeah. I mean, everything looks the same as it did before, except for now you're in a darker environment.
Well, the guys move around differently. They're better animated.
Really?
Yeah.
I noticed no difference in that.
Compared to Halo 3, they are very spry.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know. That's okay.
Maybe you're too far removed, Josh, but it seems that they made a few improvements on the bare bones of the game. What they did not fix was their bullshit autosave system, because there were points where I did not reach checkpoint for 45 minutes, and I had to relive that 45 minutes several times.
You didn't play a co-op?
No, I played on heroic alone.
Why didn't you play it on co-op?
because I wanted to beat the game immediately so I could play multiplayer.
You played the game wrong.
Yeah, I understand that, and I'm gonna go through on Legendary with folk, but yeah, I have full intentions on playing that through co-op. But I'm glad I didn't, because then I could loudly complain to myself about the horrible, horrible, horrible story.
How do you feel about dropships? Especially dropships that are incoming.
That fucking last level was killing me, Josh. It was killing me.
Dude, last level, that was basically every 5 minutes in that game. Like, okay, I played it co-op with...
It was more egregious at the last, like, at the end, in quotations, of the game.
All right, well, hold on. Let me tell my tale of Halo Reach, okay? I played co-op with one Mike Phillips from the Fanboys Lunchcast.
You son of a bitch.
Yeah.
I wanted to play with you guys, but I don't know when you played.
We finished it in 2 days.
Yeah, I finished it in like 4, I think.
Yeah, so we basically just bum rushed the game. We wanted to get over with it. First off, the music is atrocious.
Oh my god, yes. Like, it was like shitty techno music.
No, it was like shitty butt rock. Really, like, and
no, there were some parts where it was like, this is really bad.
And we've caught shit for saying the music is bad, but to me, that's an important element to a game like this.
Yeah, it is
trying to set up an epic moment.
It is a very important element. Music is very important in video games.
Yeah, and this, all it did was, like, every time the music came on, like, Mike would start singing with it, or, you know, we would just make fun of it because it was so bad. And so the music is horrible. I do love the high-res graphics that they use on the ostriches that constantly run by you. That was kind of cool.
It was fun killing those with Billy Black.
Yeah, ostriches are a big deal in the Halo world. I did not realize that until now. But other than that, everything is exactly the same.
Yeah, I don't know if you knew this, Josh, because you didn't really read any of the source material, i.e. the books.
Oh, did you read the books?
No, I didn't, but I did read the Wikipedia page on Halo, and there is a very big entry in the mythos for Halo in regards to ostriches.
Is there really?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Go into detail.
You should definitely read that for yourself, Josh, because... You come away from that and you're just like, wow.
You can't allude to something like...
They are really into ostriches.
You can't go into something like this on the podcast without going further into detail.
Okay.
For the listeners, not for me.
So the gist of it is, ostriches are one of the animals created by the Forerunners specifically to monitor humanity. I am not shitting you, Josh.
Wait. Is this real? Are you actually telling... I'm thinking you're joking.
I'm telling you the God's honest truth, Josh.
What the fuck, man? Are you serious?
Yeah.
Greatest franchise ever.
Dude, I know, it's... You don't even... I don't think they really went to emus, but I think the emus were offspring of ostrich and some other tall bird mating, so it's like some Earth alien hybrid animal.
Wow. Yeah, so there's ostriches, and they would run by you, and we would butt rape them constantly. And basically, the way that we played this game was we would run past all the packs of all the enemies until we got to the next dropship, killed it, ran past the packs of enemies, got to the next dropship, killed it. There is no epic moment in this game, and you see things that would make for an epic moment, like what do they call them, scarabs?
Oh my god, I was so disappointed at that.
Yeah. You know what I'm talking about. There's like two scarabs.
There's one, and I was so excited, and then nothing came of that.
Yeah, there isn't, like, at least, I'm not a big Halo fan. This is no secret, but, you know, at least in Halo 3, you got to fight the scarabs, and you had some big moments in that game.
Those were really fun moments. Even in the second one, when you boarded the scarab, it was really fun. Yeah,
or like in the third, the ending when the world is breaking apart and you had to drive to get to the ship and get off before it exploded. There is nothing epic in this game at all.
I guess the real ending, I think that was the best part of the game.
That's basically what, when I was playing, because I did that section with Pete, Mick, and you know, it was me, and we all basically walked away saying that they should have just released that and said, "Here you go," because the rest of it is kind of bullshit.
I think that the real ending was ruined upon you because you had a bunch of people with you. I was alone, and it was just me. And then that little HUD came up that just said, "Mission objective: survive."
Well, no, because Pete died pretty much right away, so it was just me. Because Mick got disconnected from us at that point, and so I did that section alone. And it is really cool how they did that. Like, your helmet starts breaking over time as you're taking damage.
Yep.
And I was really impressed by that. And that was an epic, somewhat emotional period in the game, but that was the only thing.
Yeah, not when all your cohorts were dying or killing themselves to make you go forward. I mean, it just pissed me off because they're like, "Oh, hey, Cat, what's up?" Or, "Hey, Lieutenant Man's name, who I forgot." Or Captain's Man's name, I forgot.
What did you think about the flight level?
It was fun. I mean, it played like a flight combat game.
Yeah. I don't know.
It did not stand out. It's interesting that they put in a first-person shooter game.
Well, I mean, Star Wars Battlefront did something just like that too, and they also used that element for the multiplayer. So I wish Reach used something like that for online. For, like, competitive online. You can set up like a space battle. That would be cool.
Yeah, but then all your armor customization wouldn't show through.
So you can customize a plane.
I could see how that would work. Except all the stuff you do to it wouldn't have any effect on you in the game.
I hate you. You're ruining everything that I'm saying. Okay, well, that would be one...
That was more of a chip against the game.
Yeah,
but
well,
that would be a cool idea.
Yeah, it would be something fresh to the online, because I haven't played in the online, but it's Halo. It can't be that different.
They did add a new mode, which is pretty cool. It's humans versus elites. I think that's really interesting. Josh?
Oh, I'm sorry. Can you hear the crickets? Cause,
no, I didn't.
That was me not giving a shit.
Oh, I thought you disconnected.
No. Okay, yeah. They added a new mode. That's cool.
It's fun.
Yeah.
But it is Halo multiplayer. And the only thing they changed were the loadouts. I mean, go on.
But no, like, at least, like, it's tough, though, because Halo's multiplayer just doesn't seem to change at all. Like, they did stuff with Forge, and that seems cool. Like, Forge seems really more broad from what I can hear.
I haven't played around with Forge at all.
Yeah, I have not gotten rid of the game yet, but I will be. Probably Monday.
That's a very specific date.
Yeah, well, I had every intentions of getting rid of it, like, the day after we beat it. In fact, I was ready. I beat it, and I took it out of my Xbox, and I said, okay, I'm done. But then I remembered the game night that we were supposed to be at, and I don't think either of us went to.
Oh, fuck. I completely forgot about that.
Yeah, I apologized to Simon about that, but I ended up...
You should have sent out, like, a reminder email or something.
I got stuck doing a 3-hour PS Nerds episode, okay?
3 hours?
Yeah.
What the fuck were you talking about?
Stuff. It's going to be cut down to like an hour, but we were recording for like 3 hours.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Josh, I don't know if we could record for 3 hours. I think we would murder each other.
No, I could. I easily could.
So could I.
But yeah, I walked away from Halo saying it. And no, if you like Halo, good for you.
Yeah. Wait, you're saying, okay, yeah, I like Halo. It's fun.
Yeah, if people who find it fun, nothing against you, but this was probably one of the worst games I've played this year, to be honest with you.
If you played the single player, yeah. I will fully understand that.
Yeah, I have no interest in the online.
Especially since you have such difficulty swallowing sci-fi and Halo. The single-player stuff, I'd give like a 7 out of 10, yeah, 10 being the highest.
Well, like, I kept expecting this epic thing, and it never happened, and I was so let down, and yeah.
The things are, it's during the story, they forget, like, the physics of this universe. Like, the Spartans have Mjolnir armor, and they have shields. So if you're walking across the battlefield, a little needle through the face isn't going to kill you. It's just going to bounce off the armor. Did you notice that?
Yeah, what?
It's how the chick with the robot arm died.
Oh, yeah.
She got a needle. She got a needle through the fucking faceplate. which immediately went through her fucking shields.
The only thing that I remember about her was Mick saying how he would love a hand job from the robot arm. That's really the only thing I walked away with from that.
I think she would crush your penis with that hand. That would not be enjoyable.
I would still like to watch him get a hand job from that. I would watch it. Yeah.
So how's that restraining order against Mick going?
It's going pretty good. Wait, I don't have a robot arm. Why do I need to be afraid of him?
Restraining order from Mick, rather.
Oh, he's got one from... Oh.
Yeah. I think you should just kind of lay low about Mick for a while.
Why would he have a restraining order against me?
You just said you wanted to watch him get a hand job from a lady with a robot arm.
You wouldn't want to watch that?
No, I wouldn't.
Who wouldn't want to watch a Mormon get a hand job from a fucking robot arm?
Do you hear that? That was the crickets, Josh.
Fuck you. All right. Are we done with Reach?
No, I still have some complaints about it. The characters that you're supposed to be buddies with all die. They all die, and they don't die good deaths. Well, I guess some of them do, but it's completely ruined by the story. It's very bland. And in terms of the loadouts for multiplayer, why would anybody not pick anything that's not the hologram? Because every time I play that and someone gets tricked by the hologram and I murder them, all I can think about is, do you think this is the real Quaid?
Yeah, well, the only thing that like, actually that was retarded too. How they sprint was now like a boost. Like you couldn't sprint by default. Like guys can't.
I think that's dumb that people are getting up in arms about that. You couldn't run in the first 4 games, so and the way they make it is that it overloads the safety restrictions on your armor, so your legs can actually move as fast as they can.
Thank you for getting scientific about Halo for me. I appreciate that.
I'm just putting it into terms.
No, you've laid down where you stand about Halo, sir, and I completely understand. You are a fan. And no. And anything that Halo does that is remotely fucking retarded, you will accept.
What are you talking about?
No, because you are a sheep and you smell.
Look, you are constantly running in that game.
No, hey, sir. No need to defend the Halo. No need. The battle lines have been drawn. All right, I'm just fucking with you. Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, people are getting pissed off. Oh, you made sprint an ability and not a...
It is stupid.
Not natural. But you're always running. It's not like you're walking. You are constantly running in that game.
But you're not sprinting.
How do you know they're not sprinting?
Because you wouldn't need a sprint upgrade if you couldn't sprint.
Josh, it's overloading. I already explained it. I don't want to go over it again.
Dumond not know.
Oh, Dumond knows. Dumond does not feel like explaining it to you.
Dumond is dumb.
Your face is dumb.
All right, you can continue with your bitching.
No, I think that's about it. I love the hologram. It is my most favorite upgrade. Mainly because I can relive sections of Total Recall in my head.
It is a cool upgrade. I do like that. When I mean, it does nothing in a single player environment, but I had fun like messing with Pete because he was like, "Why is one of these guys running into the wall?"
Yeah, was he retarded?
Yeah.
It's funny because I just use that as a safety buffer. I just throw it ahead of me in front of if like I'm running down a hallway, and if you get shot, I know to throw a grenade. But yeah, they make it interesting. They changed it up. It's fun. It's fresh-ish.
Hopefully Bungie can now actually try to do something else and prove that they're not one-hit wonders.
Yeah, I think Bungie's attempting to leave the Halo universe again. I don't think it's going to work out.
We'll see.
I think they're chained down by Microsoft.
Well, apparently they are working on another IP with EA, or Activision, whichever one it is. It's going to be a Call of Halo Peach. Call of Halo Peach. That's awesome. I should be in marketing.
The crickets, Josh. They're so loud.
What? Okay.
So I finally managed to play Company of Heroes that I purchased like 2 months ago. And when I was playing it, I was like, wow, this is almost identical to Dawn of War. And Yeah, it was. It's a good game, but the mechanics of the game are almost identical to Dawn of War.
No, I've never played Company of Heroes.
Okay. Imagine Dawn of War, the first one.
Okay, I'm imagining StarCraft. Yep.
Okay, now reskin it as World War II stuff.
Okay,
There
so
you go.
I'm now playing Command and Conquer.
Command and Conquer is not World War II.
It could be.
It was not.
It could have been.
But it wasn't.
It could have been.
But it wasn't, Josh.
It might have been.
There is no...
You look, it might very well have been.
But it's not, Josh. They did not create a World War II style game.
Kyle.
Just saying.
I'm now picturing Command and Conquer.
All right, fine. You're picturing the wrong game because you're an asshole.
I'm... All right.
And yeah, I mean, that's it.
Okay,
That's all I have to say about it. It is remarkably similar, almost identical to Dawn of War. But it is still fun, and I will continue to play it.
Yeah. How much was that?
I think the whole pack was like $7, and it gave me
I think I bought it actually.
Yeah, because it was $7. It gave you like the game and the 2 expansions, which I think are standalone expansions.
Huh. Yeah, I can always go for a Dawn of War type World War II game.
It's fun. I mean, Relic knows how to make an RTS, which is good.
Yeah. And
speaking of Relic RTSs, I delved again into Dawn of War 2, and it is exactly the same as I played it before.
You didn't get Chaos Rising yet, though?
Actually, that was part of what I got.
Oh, okay. What do you? I have Chaos Rising, but I have not put any time into it.
I have not. As well. I've been playing the first one. I want to make my Blood Ravens really strong, and then go into the expansion.
I don't remember. Do they interact? Because I don't remember if they do or not. Because I started Chaos Rising, and I don't remember seeing any of my guys.
Ah, crap. You want to go through Chaos Rising together?
No, not really.
Oh, you never want to do anything with me, Josh.
I do a podcast with you.
You do that, but you don't do anything gaming related with me besides Minecraft.
I talk about games with you on a podcast every couple of months.
Oh,
yeah.
man, it's a hunter's moon. Better call Kyle for that podcast.
No, yeah, we will have to start playing some stuff together more often, actually, but it's not my fault that you can't buy games. I mean, seriously now. You can't blame me for that.
Yeah, but you always want to play NHL, which I do want to play, or Madden, which is really gay.
I don't play Madden anymore.
That was a fun 2 weeks.
No, it really wasn't very fun. It was not. This year's Madden is not good by any means. But
how are any year's Maddens any good?
Last year's Madden was actually really good.
What happened from this? Oh, you mentioned it. They dumbed it down.
Yeah. Oh, they really dumbed it down. It is bad. But so are you done with your little segment here, Kyle?
Yeah, I'm done.
All right. Well,
I want to know your take on Arkham Asylum.
Well, you could have said something, so then I could have gone into the musical break and...
Well, you know what? You could have said, I want to hear your take on Arkham Asylum. Cut to music.
But... Yeah, okay. Cut to music.
So what do you think of Arkham Asylum? I want to know. I want to know your opinion. Give it to me. Give it to me, Josh. How does it feel to be the goddamn Batman?
All right, so yes, I am the goddamn Batman, Kyle.
And how does it feel, Josh? How does it feel?
I because when I first played the demo on the PC, because I'm playing this on the PC.
Uh-huh.
And when I first played the demo, remember I got mad that you couldn't customize your controls?
Yeah.
Apparently in the full version, you can't.
That's funny.
The demo wouldn't let you. The demo forced you to use the 360 controller, which I am, but it wouldn't let you move anything around.
Wait,
Like-
you're...
What?
You were bitching about the button presets. When you were going on and on about that, I thought you were talking about the keyboard.
Oh yeah, well that too. I want to be able to like set some stuff to the keyboard or move things around on the controller.
I mean, when you were talking about the keyboard, I'm like, oh, that makes sense, because, I mean, it's a keyboard. It's got 100 and something keys. Not
Yeah,
the
well-
Xbox controller. Now you're just being bitchy.
No, no, because I moved things around on the Xbox controller.
What, you went from, like, normal to southpaw?
Yeah. Look, I like to customize things. And, so anyways, the full game allows you to change the fucking configurations of the buttons, which,
Okay.
they should have at least said, in the demo, hey, where you have to upgrade to be able to customize things. Or
It's
something.
weird. Usually they do say something like upgrade to the full version and you have access to this.
Yeah, they did nothing like that. So anyways, I finally got over my argument of, okay, this doesn't let me customize the buttons, and so I made peace with that. It's not a bad game, to be honest with you. I'm quite surprised by it.
Yeah, it's fun. It is really fun.
I wouldn't say it's really fun.
Well, I'm saying really as in it's honestly fun.
Yeah, it's a game that I'm playing in chunks because I noticed if I played it continuously for I played for 4 hours first and another 4 hour and then another 4 hour. I was getting a little bit bored by it.
Yeah, if you do it in like an hour, maybe 2 hours, that's really the best way to play that game.
Yeah, I noticed that, and that's the way I've been playing it since. I got up a little bit past the Bane fight.
Oh, the actual Bane fight, not the Banelings.
Yeah, where you're in the room and he's running at you, and you have to try to disable him so you can pull off one of the tubes.
Yeah, you hit him in the face with a batarang, dodge to the side, and pull out his tube.
Yeah.
The same
Which was
fight that you fight 8 times in that game.
well, I actually really liked it because it had that kind of feeling of an old school boss fight to me.
Yeah, just wait until the fight with Croc.
Yeah, I've heard that's pretty good too. There are a few bullshit moments in the game that kind of annoy me. There's one where you're in the sewer system and you have to climb your way up to the top, but you can't use the boomerang grappling hook thing.
Oh yeah, because it's not sturdy enough.
Now, how can that support the goddamn Batman, who probably weighs 220, 2 something? But
I'd say more like 200. He's bulky, but he's also he's nimble.
yes, but he's wearing a uniform. and
Oh yeah,
armor.
he's got all that armor on it too.
So it can support him climbing by hand, but it can't support me throwing a fucking grappling hook up and pulling myself up.
Because the grappling hook is more concentrated, the weight is concentrated on those 3 prongs instead of your hands and feet.
I could have found a sturdier spot and threw it up, but everywhere I tried it wouldn't let me. Anyways, that's a minor gripe.
Yeah,
It was a little annoying, and because that area was kind of a pain in the ass to get through.
I know, and you have to do it 8 or 9 times if you're going for all the clues, which I did.
Yeah. But overall, I'm really impressed with the game. I'm actually, I'm pleasantly surprised, and I didn't think I was going to like it as much as I have. I see why everybody was saying, oh, if you play it, you have to play it with nothing but detective mode on.
Yeah. But if you do, you kind of miss out on the neat atmospheres that they create in the game.
Well, that's just it too. I'm trying to play it with both. Only using detective mode when I think I need to. But most of the time I'm playing it without detective mode just because there is a lot of detail in that little world that they built.
Yeah.
And it is definitely cool to see. And I like, I don't know, it's just a fun little beat 'em up basically to me.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
I'm going around being the gay goddamn Batman and beating the shit out of people.
Gay?
Oh yeah, Batman takes off the ass.
No, he doesn't.
Yeah, he does.
No, he doesn't. Even if he was gay, he would not be a bottom. He'd be a top.
No, he's totally a bottom. He's all about taking up the pooper.
Nope.
Yep. Joker would be the top.
No, he wouldn't. Oh, yeah, just wait until that end. Oh, wait, you saw the ending.
Yeah, I already know all about the ending.
That's right, because I bitched to you about it, because I didn't think you were actually going to play it.
Well, I knew long before you even played it.
Oh, okay.
It's cool though. It looks really good on the PC.
Does it?
Oh, it looks really, really good on the PC.
I'm excited for the next one that they're making.
Arkham City.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think it's going to lose a lot of the charm and the depth of the first game because they got to make it bigger.
Yeah.
But it's just going to be fun playing that Batman, like
I
that
don't know.
particular one that they created.
One of my favorite things though was like after you got Gordon back,
Yeah.
and he's like, "Oh, I need to go get some supplies." Oh, wait, I forgot. I built a secret bat cave.
Yeah. that was that was a lot for me to swallow.
Nobody else knows where this thing is, but I built a secret bat cave on Arkham's Island. Yeah, it's cool though. I like it. I can see me finishing it. I'm not gonna rush it though. It's like if I'm bored, I just feel like beating people up, I'll go into it.
Did
Voice
you?
acting is great.
Yeah, the voice acting's fantastic. Mark Hamill's in it, the guy who was the Batman in the Batman animated series cartoons in it.
Yep.
So yeah, it's definitely just good to hear them talk. Oh yeah, did you get the move where you can hang upside down and kind of trap guys and hang them up?
Yeah, that is cool.
That is the best move.
Yeah. There's a couple of times where I'm like, this feels just like Uncharted to me, because like I'm crawling on a ridge and there's a guy with a sniper gun above me. You know, I'll grab him and then hang him by the rope, which is really cool.
Yeah, the best is later on you can use your batarang against guys who are strung up like that as a distraction.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so you can just like you can cut them down from the rope and then they start spazzing out, and you
That
can
is
just go
awesome.
you go behind guys and you just take them out.
Yeah, it's got charm to it. I'll say that. So yeah, I'm actually like a few people were surprised that I'm enjoying it. So,
No, I'm glad you liked it.
well, I'm not done with it.
Yeah, no, but I'm glad you're liking it then.
Yeah, I'm liking it.
I'll use the present tense.
Yes. Other than that, I picked up PlayStation Move. I don't know if you know anything about that.
I know that it broke Pete Dodd down in a matter of 4 days.
Actually, like a day, and that's really because James Chipoco, you know, of Street Fighter fame,
Yep.
Mick and myself and a couple others were like, we were playing Street Fighter one night, and actually Halo too, I believe, and we were like Mick and I and Chipoco were all saying how awesome it is, and we're loving it, and blah blah blah. And Pete's like, I don't want to hear this.
You
I
guys
don't
are
need
such
to
enablers.
Oh, dude, he was like, seriously, I don't want to hear this. I was like, Mick, dude, don't you? It is so 1-to-1. I can't believe it. Blah blah blah. It's exactly what I wanted, and it's true. Like, I'm honestly shocked of how much I enjoy Move.
Well, I'm glad you weren't just making up a bunch of bullshit to break Pete.
Even then, I wouldn't have to say anything other than Pete, you should buy it, and he would just run out and buy it. That's the way Pete is. I'm kind of the same way with a lot of games. That's why I got Halo.
Funny. You're a funny guy, Josh.
So, are you familiar with PlayStation Move at all?
I know it's a Wii. It incorporates 2 motion controllers, both of which look like marital aids.
Well, you got to remember too, though. Sony did the motion thing before the Wii.
Yeah,
And even
the
then-
PlayStation Eye.
Yeah, and even then, others have done it long before that. So,
I know, but it's just that the Wii was able to capture such a mass market.
yeah. But basically, I don't know if you remember around the time of how excited I was for the Wii.
No.
I think it was more Dave and Nick I talked to around that time.
Yeah, it was.
Okay, so I
Because
was
I'd quit WoW at that point, because I was poor. More poor than I currently am.
way to get depressive.
Yeah.
And now we're gonna get donations for you. You can send them to me. But anyways, PlayStation Move, it uses the PlayStation Eye, which is the PS3 camera, and you have a controller with a little ball on the top and that lights up, and I picked up Sports Champions when I got it.
Oh,
And
Wii Sports HD. Har.
and actually, it is nothing like Wii Sports
Okay.
because it actually works.
How's the Gladiator thing? Is that awesome?
That is fucking amazing,
Damn
dude.
it!
Oh my god. That is my, and I only had one move controller at the time because I went in cheap. I was like, okay, I'll buy one, try it out. If I like it, I'll get another one.
Yeah, that's the smart way to do it.
Right. I was actually smart with my money for once.
So did you wind up buying that Frostborn sword?
No.
Oh.
Ah, you reminded me of, fuck you. You would let me buy the Frostborn. Podcast over.
Aw.
Anyways. Yeah, so I bought one, and the way every game works perfectly with just one, at least in Sports Champions. So like the Gladiator one, you would use the trigger that's on the back as your shield.
Oh, okay.
So you can play with just one. So once you hold the trigger in and you move your hand around, you're moving the shield.
Okay.
And then when you release the trigger, you're moving your weapon again.
I can see how that can get kind of complicated after a while.
It does get a little bit complicated, but it works really well too. And I had no problem with that. Archery works really, really, really well with these. Actually, it is like so dead on. It's not even funny. But the Gladiator. So I went out and bought the second move controller after about I'd say a week of using it. And dude, there is nothing better than beating the shit out of somebody with those things in your hands. It feels so authentic. And like I'm sitting here breaking. I got like sweat pouring down my face. I was like, I'm gonna fucking fuck you and. It was crazy.
Oh, God.
There's this one video on YouTube of this kid who's doing it, right? He's got like a 100-inch projector.
Okay.
And he's playing Gladiator with the two move controllers. And then right as he loads up the game, he loads the Conan the Barbarian music. So he's doing Gladiator with the Conan music going in the background. It's like, dude, that is epic as hell. That is the way that you do this.
That sounds awesome.
Oh, and it is perfectly 1-to-1. Like you move your hand, it's going with you. And like I was talking to Pete, and I was like, "There's no way that I can figure out where I can cheat this." Like with the Wii, when you were playing like tennis or anything or baseball, all you had to do was give a little quick flick of your wrist.
Oh yeah, I did that all the time. It pissed my parents off. Yeah,
and it's acting like you're hitting it like 100 miles per hour. Okay, well in this, if you do a little quick flick of the wrist. In Gladiator or any other game, you're only doing like 2 damage to the guy. But then if you give it like a full-on swing with your arm, you're doing like 100 to 200 damage.
Nice.
Depending on what spot you hit him in. So it actually, you need to move. You can't just do a little flick. It is flawless, man. Like I was playing Bocce and all these other games, and I have to say I'm super impressed with it. And so I was out there looking for more move games that I can play.
Okay.
Because it kind of got me by the balls a little bit. And there's an iPhone game called Flight Control. They did a port of Flight Control for the European PSN. And I was able to get my hands on it. And are you familiar with Flight Control at all?
Nope, I am not.
Okay, Flight Control is at random times a plane will come in and you have to like select it with your finger and then draw a path to the landing pad, right?
Okay.
And it gets really hectic because like there's maybe like 10 planes coming at the same time and you have to organize them so they don't crash.
All right.
And it's pretty fun. It's like a I'm bored type game that's fun. Well, this was actually a pretty good test for PlayStation Move because like you'll get to see how it's drawing as you're moving the controller.
Okay.
And so I'm playing it and I draw a path to the landing strip and I was like, yep, that's perfect because that is the exact way that I drew it. It is perfectly 1-to-1, and I had no calibrating problems at all. Every game seems to work perfect for me.
So, is it true that you have to calibrate it every time you play a game?
No. Well, like, every time you load the game for the first time?
Or, yeah, I guess, and every time... I just heard that the sports... What is that? Sports Champions.
Sports Champions.
Sports Champions. Like every
so
different
say
mode.
I'm in archery, right?
Yeah, okay.
I'm in archery, and I do that for a little while, but then I want to switch to bocce.
Yeah.
I have to recalibrate for bocce.
Okay.
But the calibration is, what you do is you hold it up to your shoulder, then your side, and then your belly button, or your wherever. I've gotten it so I can play every game sitting down.
Okay.
Like, the calibration process is to figure out how high you are.
Oh, that's kind of what I figured, the shoulder and the belly button thing.
Yeah, well, like, if you're standing up, it's going to be your belt buckle. But since I'm sitting down, I'm doing my belly button.
All right.
So I've had no problems with the calibration, but not every game is like that. Like most games, some of them you don't even have to calibrate, but some of them you calibrate as soon as you load it, and that's the only time.
Okay.
But I think
That's not as egregious as I thought it was.
no, I think with Sports Champions it's done like that because each game is so different and they require different positions and like the Gladiator calibration is going to be different than Bocce, which is really just bowling.
Not really.
What?
Bocce is way different than bowling.
You're gonna get. You want specifics?
You could just say bocce is kind of like bowling, but not really.
Okay, well, let's not get in. Okay, I like bocce. I've actually become quite a fan of it after playing this. I really like playing it in Sports Champions.
Have you played it IRL?
No, I have not actually.
Yeah, it's actually pretty fun.
But I can see that. I like it now. I've never even really heard of it until this.
Yeah, my girlfriend's Italian, so I know about this game pretty well.
Yeah, and they're orange. So it's perfect, dude. Like I have no complaints over it, and there's a ton of like gun games for it too. Like that are coming out. You have one called The Shoot,
okay,
which is basically it's like a movie. Like you're filming a movie, but at the same point, like it's shoot the bad guys type thing.
All right.
There's a Time Crisis pack that's coming, which is like 5 or 4 Time Crisis games on one disc.
Jesus.
Yeah, it is. And what's nice, right? Like Nintendo with every Wii game, every first-party Wii game, it's like $40, right?
Yeah.
Every first-party Move game is $40.
Oh, that's actually good because some of these games I can't picture paying $60 for.
No, that was really smart. Like I can't say enough good about Move. Is it good for everybody to get? No, I can see people wanting to wait for more software, but yeah, it works as advertised. And like I told Pete, this is what I wanted from the Wii. Like I love my Wii. There's games on the Wii.
Penis.
You just stole my thunder.
So there are games on the Wii.
There's games on the Wii that I love, like Order Up and a couple other ones that I absolutely adore.
Wait, you mean Diner Dash?
And there's games that I will not get rid of the Wii for. But when I got it and I figured out you could just do the little flick of the wrist bullshit on the Wii, that kind of killed it for me. And now, with Move, I can't do that. So it's awesome.
Well, I'm glad you're enjoying it, but I think when it comes to the Kinect or Move debate, I'm gonna have to go with the Kinect.
That's because of your girlfriend.
No, solely.
And Shit Battalion.
Yes, I want to know how they're gonna implement that. I've been like scratching my head, like just trying to figure out how they're gonna do that.
But that's good too, though, because that'll give I'll be able to give Move impressions, and you'll be able to give Kinect impressions.
Yes, and also I can play a Steel Battalion again. So
we'll be at the opposite end of the spectrums with that, though. That's cool.
Yeah.
I have no interest in Steel Battalion.
Oh, man. They haven't given a date for that, right? Or was that just like, oh, yeah, we're developing this, so we can keep your interest?
It's just we're developing this. I mean, Kinect isn't even out yet, so...
Oh, God. Man, I need that like a fucking crack addict needs smack.
You need that like Pete needs a penis in his ass.
I was going to say an Apple product, but you could go with penis.
Yeah, that works too, right? But no, like, I will say one thing, though. Like, with me being so impressed with Move and it being, like, as advertised,
yeah,
it did make me a little bit more hopeful for Kinect. Like, I was like, okay, well, Sony actually followed through with this. Maybe Microsoft will, too.
Yeah,
and now I'm like,
maybe.
And I'm like, maybe, something really cool. Like, as of right now, there are no Kinect games that I'm personally interested in. Because it seems like they're going a little bit too casual with it, minus, like, Steel Battalion and a couple of other games.
Yeah, didn't they cancel that creepy-ass fucking robot
Milo?
kid? Yeah.
See, and now I'm not getting it. I can't rate Milo. I lost interest.
Man, who would have thought Peter Molyneux would not have fulfilled a promise?
But Fable 4 will have a dog, or Fable 3, or whatever it is.
Yeah.
It's going to have a dog.
Meh. That dog didn't do crap in the second one.
All right, so, yeah, unless you have any more questions about Move, I'm going to move along.
Oh, I see what you did there. And no, I do not.
All right. But it is cool, and I would recommend it to anybody. Other than that, I played Civilization 5.
Okay.
You're not a Civ fan at all, are you?
I haven't really played them, to be honest.
All right, well, I never played Civilization Revolution, which is more of a, from what I've heard, it's more of a toned back version of it, made easier for people to get into the series.
Yeah.
It's more, like new guy friendly one, but it's a lot like Civilization 4, obviously. But what they did is they added like, you build a civilization up and you're trying to conquer land and gather resources like ivory, whale, and all this other stuff to feed and take care of your people and to barter with. They added one really awesome feature that I consider to be kind of a game changer. It's called city states. So like I'm playing as a Japanese, and right next to me is like a couple of other city states, like Stockholm is in there, and other little countries that aren't world powers. And what you can do is you can befriend them and become allies with them by either protecting them or giving them gold or giving them troops.
Yeah.
And if you happen to become allies with them, say like they're militaristic, they will end up like generating troops for you and giving them to you.
Okay.
Or say somebody declares war on me, all my allied city-states will go to war with whoever declared war on you.
Oh, awesome.
Or like, vice versa. If I go to war with somebody, they'll go to war with me.
Okay.
So that's kind of a game changer in the fact that like it really adds another level to the game, because now you're not only worried about these massive powers like Russia or whatever who happens to be in your game. Now you also have to worry about trying to keep these city-states at bay or becoming allies with them. But vice versa, they took some other things out of it that I don't like.
Like what?
Like you can't really seem to be able to do anything with religion anymore. So like I can't have Tokyo be a Jewish country or city, which is depressing. You also can't have slavery anymore.
Oh, that's just crap. Slavery was a big part of civilization for a very long time.
Yeah. Not that I would do these things. It's just I think that you should be able to have that option.
You want to enslave people for your Japanese Jews?
Yeah. No, it added another part of the game that you had to worry about, though, because you had to build temples to go with whatever religion your city is for. And it was just something else in the game. Like, because Civilization is more of a, like, person with ADD's wet dream, because there are so many little things that you have to micromanage.
Oh, man. Don't tell me about that, because I'm going to want that game now.
Oh, that's exactly what it is, though, because, like, okay, this city is building up. I need to find a way to get them some food, and then these guys are coming close to my border, so I have to worry about that, and I need to figure out what to produce over here. There's just so many little things, and it's not, like, a lot of people are like, it's too slow of a game, blah, 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 and it's a turn-based RPG. It's not a real-time strategy game.
Yeah, I know. I mean,
you have X amount of turns, or however you want to win the game. Like I said, my current game is I have to destroy everybody else in the world. I have to conquer them to win. But you have a turn, so when it's your turn, you make your moves, you do all the things that you want to do, then you let the opponent do their turns. I don't understand why a lot of people complain about that. I like that. It gives you a lot of time to plan, to strategize, and to do all these other things.
Yep.
I think you would like Civilization.
I think I would too. I'm going to hold off for a little bit.
I offered to buy you Civ 4.
Yeah, wasn't it like a whole thing?
Yeah, it was Civ 4 and all the expansions for like $5.
Yeah.
And you were like, no.
Yep, that's exactly what I said. I'm an idiot.
Civilization's gay. My name's Kyle Dumond. Bleh.
Oh.
I'm gonna go play Halo Reach. Kill some ostriches.
I'm gonna go kill some... No, you're not supposed to kill the ostriches! That's bad!
Well, we killed every single fucking one of them, so why don't you tell them how they can get in contact with us?
Oh, god damn, Josh. You can't just spring that on me. Anyway, first off, Twitter. We're all on it, and we have a Twitter account for the podcast. You can contact Josh at @Nasero. You can contact me at @KRDumond, or the podcast at Critical Strike. We have a phone line, so you can leave us a voicemail at 909-C-STRIKE or 909-278-7453.
We like voicemails. Please leave them for us.
Which actually, by the way,
What?
we did get a text message to that number.
Okay.
And what the person wanted to know is, was cracking.
Was cracking what?
Was cracking. What's cracking? Like, what's cracking, but was cracking. Like, what's up?
But did they spell it like the mythical
Was
beast?
cracking.
Like Kraken?
No, not like a fucking...
The way you're saying it is, I'm thinking
Well, I'm
like...
saying it in like thug out term, Kyle. Like, was cracking, kid.
I don't think the thugs use what's cracking, Josh.
Well, you know what? You know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Dog.
Oh, I thought they were like asking a question like, hey, do you like cracking rum? I'm like, well, yes, I do. I'm a fan of
It's always
that rum.
alcohol with you. It's always alcohol.
Said cracking and like...
Was cracking, kid.
Yeah, and I think about rum when you say
All right,
cracking.
how else can they get in contact with us if they so choose?
You can leave us an email at cstrikepodcast@gmail.com or leave an iTunes review because we love those. Are we up to 40 with those?
No.
Okay, thank God.
But also check out Platform Nation for other nifty podcasts like the Fanboys Lunchcast, the Video Game Jocks, PS Nerds, the Rumble Pack, and some other castle. There you go. I did it properly.
Hooray!
And that is it for Critical Strike 62, and we will see you in 4 months.
Well, if we survive the winter.
We will see you in 2 weeks.
All right, goodbye, peoples.
Goodbye.
Do you stand for what you believe in and find the strength to do what's right? That's T.U.R.T.L.E Power.
No, wait, that's the wrong. Heroes of the half shell, they're on a mission. When there's a battle, got the enemy wishing that they stayed at home instead of fighting. These ninja masters with moves like lightning. They were once normal, but now they're mutants. Sprinters, the teachers, though they are the students. Leonardo, Michelangelo, and Donatello make up the team with one other fellow, Raphael. He's a leader in the group, transformed from the norm by the nuclear goop. Pizza's the food that's sure to please. These ninjas are in the pepperoni and cheese. Back to the story, it's not hard to find. Ninjas not gifts of the body, but of the mind. Those are the words that the master instructed. But a letter from Shredder has Twitter abducted. That was the last straw, springing new action. Step on a foot, now they're gonna lose traction. Now this is for real, so you fight for justice. Your shell is hard, so you sure they can't bust us for. Like some old coffee table. Since you were born, you've been willing and able to defeat the sneak, protect the weak, fight for rights and the freedom to speak. Now the villain is chilling, so you make a stand. Back to the wall, put your sword in your hand. Remember the words of your teacher, your master. Evil moves fast, but good moves faster than light. Shining for your illumination. Good versus equal equals confrontation. So when you're in trouble, don't give in and go sour. Try to rely on your turtle power. Random Klopfenpop. Real hip hop.